to our purple paradise, where creativity comes alive. Melanie's got the vision clear, as Kentucky charm is here. April's got that princess flair, with military precision there. Barbie sprinkles magic dust in this place we call trust. Come on in, don't be shy, we'll teach you how to reach the sky. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Emma's young but leads the way, making magic every day. Barely art school holds her tight, from morning sun to late at night. Retreat weekends, learn and grow, all the tricks we wanna show. Every color, every thread builds a joy that lies ahead. Take my hand, I'll show you how we can start creating now. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Red hair flying, fingers working, princess teaching, never shirking. Glitter goblins pass through ways, Emma managing our days. Melanie's dreams in purple hues, we're the team that never loses. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Purple walls and friendly faces, this is where your heart embraces. All the joy that you can make here at our ScrappyShak. Walk into our purple paradise, where creativity comes alive. Melanie's got the vision clear, as Kentucky charm is here. April's got that princess flair, with military precision there. Barbie sprinkles magic dust in this place we call trust. Come on in, don't be shy, we'll teach you how to reach the sky. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Emma's young but leads the way, making magic every day. Barely art school holds her tight, from morning sun to late at night. Retreat weekends, learn and grow, all the tricks we wanna show. Every color, every thread builds a joy that lies ahead. Take my hand, I'll show you how we can start creating now. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Red hair flying, fingers working, princess teaching, never shirking. Glitter goblins pass through ways, Emma managing our days. Melanie's dreams in purple hues, we're the team that never loses. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, Walk into our purple paradise where creativity comes alive. Melanie's got the vision clear, Red's Kentucky charm is here. April's got that princess flair with military precision there. Barbie sprinkles magic dust in this place we call a trust. Come on in, don't be shy, we'll teach you how to reach the sky. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Emma's young but leads the way, making magic every day. Barely art school holds it tight from morning sun to late at night. Retreat weekends, learn and grow, all the tricks we wanna show. Every color, every thread builds a joy that lies ahead. Take my hand, I'll show you how we can start creating now. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Red hair flying, fingers working, princess teaching, never shirking. Glitter goblins pass through ways, Emma managing our days. Melanie's dreams in purple hues, we're the team that never loses. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Purple walls and friendly faces, this is where your heart embraces all the joy that you can make here at our ScrappyShak. Walk into our purple paradise where creativity comes alive. Melanie's got the vision clear, Red's Kentucky charm is here. April's got that princess flair with military precision there. Barbie sprinkles magic dust in this place we call a trust. Come on in, don't be shy, we'll teach you how to reach the sky. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Emma's young but leads the way, making magic every day. Barely art school holds it tight from morning sun to late at night. Retreat weekends, learn and grow, all the tricks we wanna show. Every color, every thread builds a joy that lies ahead. Take my hand, I'll show you how we can start creating now. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Red hair flying, fingers working, princess teaching, never shirking. Glitter goblins pass through ways, Emma managing our days. Melanie's dreams in purple hues, we're the team that never loses. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will Welcome to our purple paradise, where creativity comes alive. Melanie's got the vision clear, Red's Kentucky charm is here. April's got that princess flair, with military precision there. Barbie sprinkles magic dust in this place we call a trust. Come on in, don't be shy, we'll teach you how to reach the sky. ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. We'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track. Emma's young but leads the way, making magic every day. Barely art school holds it tight, from morning sun to late at night. Retreat weekends, learn and grow, all the tricks we wanna show. Every color, every thread builds a joy that lies ahead. Take my hand, I'll show you how we can start creating now. ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back. I'll show you how to cut and paste, nothing here will go to waste. ScrappyShak, love and laughter, that's our track.
Good morning, ScrappyShak fans. How is everybody today? I'm so excited to be here. I love the ScrappyShak song. So, yo, Adrian, if you're on, thank you again for writing and producing that song for ScrappyShak. We owe you big. We can't wait to see you at Craftmas as well, coming up not too far away from here. So we're pretty excited about that. Hope everybody is having a great start to their weekend, and hope you got your cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is that you like to drink in the morning, and you're snuggled up with whiskey.
Just kidding.
No, it's a little early for whiskey, but I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I guess
it's
that's
an
true.
Irish coffee.
Is it an Irish coffee? Okay, hey, that works. Hey, you do you. That's all. I'm gonna steal Tim Holtz, right? You do you. If you want to be drinking whiskey, I know of a particular designer that we had at one of our August retreats that absolutely refused to start her class without a margarita in her hand, even at 10 a.m. And I'm not going to mention her name. So hey, you do you, and whatever works for you, whatever gets you going in the morning, gives you a little pep in your step. I'm okay with that. So I know that we totally overwhelmed you guys last weekend. Last Saturday, we actually did get some feedback from some of you that it was just way too much. So go back and look at last week's again, because we did overwhelm you and gave you way too much. Somebody's poking their head in somewhere over there.
Oh, it was me.
Was that you?
Sorry, I was fixing my sock.
Oh, well, okay. Hi, good morning, April.
Good morning.
I just saw somebody's head poking over. Anyway, so she's video bombing us. That's what she's doing. Oh, what a goofball. Okay, so anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, Sandy and Diane and Teresa and whoever else is on with us. We're sorry we overwhelmed you. We're not going to do that to you this week. We do have a special guest on with us today, so I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Just a couple of announcements. We're not going to go over and talk about classes. They're the same classes we showed you last week. You can find them on our Facebook page as well as on our website. So we do have some classes. The one I do want to mention, if you're local,
is that like loco?
It is. If you're local, we do have the Glitter Goblet is teaching that water marbling class tomorrow, and we do have seats available in that one. So if you're local, I would think about getting into that class. You're going to get a whole take-home kit and everything. Good morning, Jennifer. Nice to see you as well. You'll get a whole take-home kit, and we'd love to have you in that. Also, just a quick little sneak peek. Alexandra Stapleton from Hedgehog Hollow and I are working on doing kind of a hybrid class. So it's going to be like an online and in-person kind of a thing that we're talking about doing sometime in November. So we're working on that. So just a quick sneak peek about that. Oh, you're correct. Teresa is teaching the water marbling class. with Barbie. And so I forgot about that. So I'm sorry, Teresa. I love you. And then Good Morning Kay. So get into that water marbling class. We have a bunch of other classes coming up this month. And we're going to be scheduling a whole bunch more for November. And then remember, November, we have Craftmas. And then guess what, guys? Thanksgiving and Black Friday is right around the corner. Can you believe that?
Yes, that's why you're making us do inventory.
That is why I'm making you do inventory. Oh, and talking about inventory, this just reminded me. I just want to remind you guys that starting in November, we are going to no longer be open. The store itself, the brick and mortar store, is no longer going to be open on Mondays. And so, but of course, we're open 24/7 online, and whatever you order on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, we will get shipped out to you first thing on Thursday morning. Right, Goblin? Right. Okay. Awesome. So what else? Any other announcements you can think of?
No.
Oh, so
maybe
we did get a box from Indigo Blue. And
oh yes, we did. Wait till you see what we're making.
So we're going to show you a couple of the Indigo Blue. We can't show all of it though, can we? Not today. Yeah. So the rest of them are top secret. Maybe next week.
Maybe
not sure.
Maybe a sneak, like
maybe a sneaky,
maybe a little bit, just
maybe a sneaky peeky. And we have another Indigo Blue box coming as well. We placed that order this morning. And so, by the way, guys, for those of you, right? For those of you who love Indigo Blue and love mixed media, they've got a new mixed media box. It's actually a little bit less expensive, I think, as I remember, than the other ones.
Yes.
But it's a really, really cool one. And so that should be here, I would say, within 2 weeks. It's coming from across the pond, which is where our special guest is from. So our special guest lives here now, but she is from across the pond. Can you split screen it up?
I think I.
All right. So we have Alexandra with us again today, and we're trying to, hi. Well, it's okay. We can switch over to her. Oh, hey, now we have 3 screens. That's good.
I can't figure out how the 2 is.
Yeah. I can't figure it out either. So it's okay. We'll leave all 3. Hi, Alex. How are you? Oh, you have to unmute her.
Oh.
Wait. Don't talk too much. You look beautiful this morning, Alexandra.
Oh.
What is she doing?
I'm trying to get to. My bad.
Don't worry about it. Just put Alex up there. We can have all three of us in there. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
You look like you're at the skating rink again.
I am Tilly skating. I am so cold.
Are you? Is it ice skating?
I'm freezing. No, she does roller skating, but for some reason they keep this place like an igloo.
Does she do regular roller skating or roller blading?
No, like roller skating, four wheels. But she does artistic, so she does competitions.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Well, that's fun. Well, we're super happy to have you with us again. And by the way, our coupon code for today is Hedgehog20. Hedgehog20, and we're going to be showing you some of the Hedgehog Hollow products, and we thought it would be really fun to have Alexandra on with us. I know, isn't it getting fun to see her like a couple times a month when we do these lives? I love seeing you. You just make me happy and put a smile on my face. So yay. I'll tell you what though, Alexandra and I have issues with communication. It's not our fault, but like I send her texts and she sends me texts, and sometimes we don't get them for like 2 days. It's very strange. By the way, all your texts came in like the day before yesterday. All of them. They just showed up.
Great.
They're just there now.
Happy.
I don't know. So she thought I was ghosting her and I thought she was ghosting me, but we would never do that to each other, right? Right?
Right?
No, not for like any extended period of time or anything.
Yes. Not for whole 3 years or anything.
I was not saying it that way. I was being serious. Your guilty conscience jumped in on that one, not mine. All right, sorry guys. Okay, we'll get back to the task at hand here. So anyway, we're going to show you some Hedgehog Hollow products. We're going to bring them over here. Hello. We're going to bring them over there on the screen, and then Alex is going to talk. Alexandra, I'm sorry, is going to, she's my friend and I call her Alex. And so I know her like stage name is
Whatever you want,
Alexandra.
it's
So
fine.
I try really hard. I don't always remember
It's
to
fine.
do
Alex.
it.
We could go with H cubed.
We could go with H cubed, hedgehog, hello, H cubed. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. We love her too, Crafting with Fury. Okay. So I'm going to bring on to the screen. You can go ahead and go over to the desk itself. I'm going to, or yeah, I guess you can't figure out how to do just Alex in the screen.
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's okay. We'll work on the technology later. If you want to bring it up here, you'll be able to hear her. I'll bring up each individual piece. And Alex, you can see this, right? Okay. So we'll bring up each individual piece, but just know that even if we're not showing it today, all of Hedgehog Hollow is on our showcase live sale of Hedgehog 20. So all of Hedgehog Hollow, whether we're showing it today or not. So
you picture, you can have both of these on.
whatever you want to do is fine. That's fine. All right.
There you are.
So, aren't we? Oh, look at us. Aren't we so cute? We're tiny at the bottom. Yay. Yay, us. Okay. So let's start off with this one. Go ahead, Alex.
So these are our printed sheets. So these, you get 5 printed on vellum, 5 printed on a transparency, and 5 printed on light cardstock.
Did I open them?
The cardstock ones are perforated, so they're easy. You can ink blend on them. You can use your coloring pencils on them. I have a ton of different tutorials. The transparencies look great with alcohol ink, or you can turn them into a shaker card. You can use the transparency over the cardstock one, so you can color the cardstock one dark. They're foilable. They're printed with a foilable toner, so you can also add foil accents to them. You can glitter them. You can use any medium you want. The vellum is fun because you can do alcohol ink on the back, and then the alcohol ink shines through. So you can create your sunset or your sunrise, your fog.
So this is the vellum one.
You can do all kinds of stuff.
And all of these sheets come in the pack, right?
Yes.
Yep, you get 5. There's 5 designs. You get each of them printed on the 3 different mediums.
So then here's the ones on cardstock. And I didn't realize that they were foilable. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's very cool. I love that. So this is the cardstock, and this is the vellum.
The last page.
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Okay.
The last page is the coolest.
All right, I'm showing. This one?
Yes.
Okay.
You see the bear?
I do see the bear. Look at that. That is awesome. So Barbie just mentioned we're showing the Christmas sheets now, but we also have fall and Halloween sheets in the same. So there are fall and Halloween ones, but we are just showing the Christmas ones now. They're $13.99, and you said you get 5 of each. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, so 15
All right.
sheets, 15 sheets, so you get 60 different pieces.
Wow, that's amazing. Awesome. Okay. So talk to us about this interesting little combination here. I'm going to open this up out of the package.
So this is easy mask tape. So you can use it as just regular tape to hold down your stencils or your cardstock, whatever you're doing. But you can also stamp on it and create masks. So say you want to create a bouquet of flowers. You can just grab some of that tape, stamp on it, cut it out on the scan and cut or by hand, and then build up your masking as well. So you don't have to have a gazillion products. It tapes and it masks all in one.
That's awesome.
And it's obviously refillable.
I think one of our classes for Craftmas is going to be using this tape, right?
We might have to use it on mine too.
Oh, okay. So we may have a couple of classes during Craftmas that we're going to be using this tape. But let me tell you guys, this isn't just your normal everyday washi tape, and I know you may think that it is by looking at it, but this stuff is amazing. When during Harvest Fling, when people were using it and Alexander was showing how it was used, people were amazed. I mean, we sold out of it, and we had to go and place another huge order with Alexandra to get more of this in. So this stuff is really amazing. So the refill, the original one with the dispenser is how much? $5.99. That's with the dispenser, and then the refills are $3.99. And you get your 20% off. All right. So next, let's bring up some of these interesting chemical things here. So this one is the alchemy-based liquid glass.
Yes, so liquid glass. So we have 2. We have a liquid glass and we have the alchemy glaze. I'm not sure if you have both. But the liquid glass is alcohol-based glaze. So think of it like an alcohol-based Mod Podge. And the fun thing about that is when you put it over your dye inks, if you've ink blended something, it's not going to move your inks. Whereas normally if we use like any other mediums, they're all water-based and they move that ink around. So that's what liquid glass does. You can mix stuff into it. So we have the mixing jars. You can mix in foil flakes. You can mix in glitter. You can mix in your inks. You can use alcohol ink or dye ink reinkers. So then you can make like, I like adding like a brown to it and making a aged sepia type glaze to put over the top as well. So the whole idea of creative alchemy is that it's a chemistry set for crafters.
Awesome.
So you've got your bases. So we've got the liquid glass, and we're going to look at some of the others. And then you can add all of your mediums, your glitters, your inks, all of those things to it and make any color you want. So rather than having to buy 50 glazes in 50 colors because they match those inks, you just add the re-inker and it creates it in the color you want.
I'll ask you a question about that. So if you set up a whole bunch of little storage jars and you decided I want to have a green and a blue and a glitter, and then could you pre-mix them and then will they save in those storage jars, or do you have to mix them as you use them?
No, so we actually have something called an alchemy keeper, and they come in a 1/2 ounce and a 1 ounce. So they're mini versions of those same jars, and you can keep them. I've kept mine for 3 months, and they still work just fine.
Wonderful. That's awesome. So this is $12.99, and again, this is the alchemy base. This is your chemistry set for crafters. Yes, I know. I'm terrible with the accent, but I'm working on it. All right, so that's the liquid glass. All right, the next one we have here is this elemental paste.
So again, this is another one of our bases. So this is your elemental paste. It's a heavier based paste. You'll notice if you hold that and the whipped alchemy, which I know you have as well, they're very different in weight. So this is more for your mixed media crafter. It's going to be heavier duty, but again, you can mix in glitter. You can mix in the Starlight Elixir that you've got. You can mix in your re-inkers, oxides and dye re-inkers. You can mix in your pigments. You can mix in some black, like the Remarkable re-inker, and then add your kaleidoscope powders, your pigment powders, and you'll get that interference. Or add in the re-inkers for the Cloud9 pads, like something like that. And again, it'll add that interference to it. So this is your base. This is your heavy duty, thick paste base.
So it's like a texture paste, right?
It's a texture. Yeah, this is the heavyweight one. And then you also have the other one.
Okay. All right, so here is another base right here. So this one is the whipped alchemy mousse.
So again, it's another base. Exactly like it says, it feels like a mousse. It's very light. You can tell by the weight in your hand. It's very different to the other one. This one's designed to be more of a lightweight paste, but it's also great for card makers because there's not many pastes that are light enough to go on a card without making it fall down. So this one I specifically designed with card makers in mind, being a card maker, that I can put this through stencils. I can still mix it with everything. I can create all those cool effects. We also, you can put it in piping bags and ice designs and do all these fun texture things with this one. And it really holds up and holds all that body.
Wow, that's fun. This also says you can have a peaked whipped effect. So can you talk a little bit? I'm thinking like snowdrifts and stuff. That would be really good.
Exactly. So when you put it down, so when you do it, it is just like using whipped cream. So when you put it down, if you pull up on your spatula, it will peak and it will dry with those peaks in it.
That is cool. Very cool. All right. So we have another one called Foil Fusion.
So this is probably our biggest selling alchemy product. So it's a glue that dries tacky. So whether you want it to use it with gold leaf sheets or gold flakes or all of your toner foils, so your pink and main foils, your thermoweb foils, all those things, you can put it through a stencil, you can put it in your glue tubes, you can put it however you want to dispense it, you can paint with it. It's going to dry tacky. It goes on white and it dries clear. So you know as soon as it's dry and ready to use. And it usually dries in about 20 minutes. So it's nice and quick drying too.
Awesome. And that's $9.99. And then we have a few more things here. So let's talk about this Primetime Preconditioner.
So when you get your new photopolymer, your clear stamps, you notice how they're always sticky. Now we want the back sticky because it's going to stick to your stamp platform, your MISTI or whatever you like to use. But we don't want the front sticky. And often you'll, put your ink on and it beads up, or you don't get that perfect impression. Or I've had it that it sticks to my paper and it rips my paper. That's because of the way photopolymer stamps are made. The front and the back are made exactly the same. So to remove that sticky layer, which we want on the back, but we don't want on the front, we use Prime Time. So spritz it on your new stamp sets, give them a little scrub, wash it off after about 15 seconds, and then you'll find your stamps take the ink nice and evenly. They won't stick to your paper. You just don't want to get it on the back because, of course, you do want them to stick to your stamp platform.
And scrubbing them, when you said give it a little scrub, what do you recommend scrubbing them with?
Squiggly, the little squid
Okay,
buddy.
we're going to go grab that. I don't have that out here, so I want to show you. I'm sending April. I'm pointing at her going, go get it. So I'm going to go grab that so you can see that too. Remember, all Hedgehog Hollow products, as well as the Maker Forte inks, are on 20% off today and tomorrow. And remember, we have that Candy Floss new color of the ink too. So here's the little squiggly guy right here, right?
Yep, that's squiggly.
Isn't he cute? He's so cute.
He's
He's adorable. Look, he has a little face on him. Can you guys see that? So cute. All right, and he is $6.99. Now, can you talk about the difference between? Let me open it real quick. Oh, I can't. It's sealed. I'm not going to open it. But you see how the bottom has these big nubs and the top has little nubs? What is the difference on how we use those?
So I use the top, the small ones for my stamps, and I use the bottom ones on stencils, or if I'm using mediums, or anything that just has a larger surface area. But some of the big white rubber, some of the big rubber stamps, the bottom tentacles do a better job just because there's more surface area on them. So you just kind of have to play with what
Okay,
works for you.
sounds great. Thank you. And then we have this little guy, which is a color shift sponge.
So this is really fun. So when you first use it, you're going to soak it in water and just wring it out in your hand, and it's going to puff up. It's going to get to about 3 times the height it is now. It has a natural texture to it. So when you're painting with watercolors, painting with your re-inkers, your ink blending, whatever it happens to be, when you want to switch colors, you just scrub over the top of this. It's going to pull out all that ink that's on your brush, and then you can switch colors. And then rinse and repeat over and over again. And then when you're done with it, you just rinse it out. I use some of the Squid Buster, our ink cleaner, because it's designed to remove ink. Just rinse it out in the sink. It will dry crusty. And then when you're ready to use it next time, give it a couple of spritzes with some Squid Buster to soften it back up. And off you go again.
Yeah, so this says she's talking about it being crusty. This is very crusty. It's very abrasive feeling. Crusty.
Mm-hmm.
It's very abrasive feeling. And so again, when you get it wet, it'll puff up. And then it can be used over and over and over again, right?
Yep, they're completely
yep.
reusable.
And then so this one is $4.99. For this, it's called the Color Shift Sponge. And then we have, looks like we have a microfiber cloth.
Yeah, so these are a no shed microfiber, because nothing is more annoying than when you're cleaning your stamp and you get those little fuzzies on it because they get stuck behind. So we have our microfiber cloths, perfect to use stencils, stamps, you can use them in anything. They work with all of our cleaners. We use it to clean up mediums, inks, and you just throw them in the washing machine and in the dryer, and they're ready to use again when they get too inky.
Oh, wow. So they're machine washable and dryable. Fantastic. Okay, yes. And they're $3.99. And then last but not least is my favorite thing, and we can't keep these in stock, guys. Every time we place this, I cannot talk. Hello? Lips work, please.
Lips work?
Every time we get these in stock, we sell out of them. So talk about this fun little pink glitter brush.
So they're designed for ink blending. So they're just the perfect size to go with your ink pads, and they're easy to store. You can ink blend with dye or pigment with them. You can wash them out using the color shift sponge, or have one per color family, however you want to do it. But they're just the right size for stencils. So maybe you just want to do a flower in one color and another flower in another color. They're not going to give you a huge background. They're going to allow you to do that. but you can also put detail in. So if you just use them on the side, you can be very specific and very thin with the lines, and you can add all kinds of detail to your stencils as well.
So I want to also point out that it's a nice stubby brush, and it's kind of a full, can I pull this out of here? No, maybe not. Probably. Yep, there we go. It's kind of it's kind of a full, I'm trying to show it to you here. It's a nice full short stubby brush. So that, what I find with these short stubby brushes like this is you have a lot more control than you do like on a longer brush that we typically see in a blending brush. So I really love these because they're short and stubby, and they're nice and full and thick.
They're so soft.
They are really soft. And they're pretty because they're like pink glittery. They're $2.99, and the reason I think we keep selling out of them is because people are buying, 8 to 10 of them so that they have one for each one of their individual color families. And they're really reasonably priced at $2.99 a piece, and they're fantastic. So we love those. And I think that's all the Hedgehog Hollow stuff we're going to show today. But guys, if you go onto our website and just go to our new product showcase, all the Hedgehog Hollow is there, and everything from Hedgehog Hollow is 20% off with your Hedgehog 20 coupon code. That is going to be good today and tomorrow.
And if you pre-ordered some of that at the fall retreat, it has shipped. Should be on the way.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but if you pre-ordered at Harvest Fling, we actually had you pre-order a bunch of stuff from Hedgehog Hollow. It has come in and it has shipped out to you. So, well, thanks for letting me know that I was online.
Oh, you just went online.
And now Barbie is too, so say hi.
Oh, there. Hey,
yeah.
now everybody is.
Now we are. Alexandra, thank you so much for being with us today. You're welcome to hang out and watch the rest of it if you'd like. But if you need to go and watch that skating or put on a jacket or get some hot cocoa, then
I have to go.
You're welcome to do that as well. So thank you again for being with us. We're so excited, and we need to talk this week about that hybrid class that we're trying to put together for everybody. All right, sounds good. Thanks, Alexandra.
Sounds good. Bye.
Okay, so we have a couple more. Oh, hi. We have a couple more products that I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to turn it over to the Goblin because she's going to show you some stuff that we did show over the last couple of weeks. They can see you, just so you know. She's going to.
And we really do. We just don't remember what it is.
Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple of the Indigo Blue products that we got in, just a couple of them, not all of them. I'm going to show you a couple of those, and I'm going to turn it over to the Goblin, and she is going to show you some products that we already showed, but she's going to show some projects that our design team worked on. So, all right. So Indigo Blue, here we go. All right, Indigo Blue. We have the new paper pack. It's 24 8x8 background textures. It's called Tartan Textures. Just in time for Christmas. I love these. They're $12.99. And look at these. So if we look at this, you did perfect on the zooming of the camera. By the way, good job, you. So
will be wrong next time.
I don't know if Kristen is watching or if you're going to be watching later, Kristen, but you're going to love this. So these are over here, perfectly sized for artist trading cards over here. And I know that our Kristen loves to make ATC cards. So those are perfectly sized for ATC cards. Or you can actually just use them as like a little background piece on a card or on a scrapbook or whatever. So I'm going to just take you through these pages. Look at this. Oh my goodness. The distress in here is amazing. I love it. I love it. Look at that little scratchies. Very cool. These are beautiful. These paper. We love Indigo Blue around here. We sure do. Look at these papers. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
And you would think they'd all be alike because they're all plaid and they all use the same color combination, but they're still not alike.
No, they're very, very different. And I just love all the little like distress look pieces in them. So it's not just like this tartan plaid that's perfect. It looks aged and old and antiqued. They're amazing.
Like the Scots have been fighting in the mud.
That's very good.
She practiced.
Yeah. So, it is kind of like that. Like they were fighting in the mud, in the white mud. But hey, they were fighting in the mud. Or the snow.
Snow, but the snow doesn't show up white.
Yeah.
It shows up wet.
Yeah, whatever. And then here's some more ATC card ones. So amazing paper pat. You remember, guys, you can always use the back cover too. So we do have this big label in the middle, but you can always use these pieces as well. Everything at ScrappyShak, nothing goes to waste. ScrappyShak, ScrappyShak. Sorry. All right, there you go. That's $12.99. And you get your 20% off. And then I'm super excited about this. This is one of Indigo Blue. If you've never used an Indigo Blue red rubber stamp, you are in for a treat. Indigo Blue's red rubber stamps are super detailed. I don't know. There you go. That's a good view for you to see that right there. Look at all of that detail in this. This is a Christmas dictionary page that has Christmas in there, but this is a Christmas dictionary stamp that you can stamp on cards, backgrounds on junk journals, whatever. And the detail in these Indigo Blue stamps is just incredible, just amazing. So this one is $16.89, and that's a pretty good size right there. You can kind of see the size of it by my hand. It's a nice size background stamp from Indigo Blue, $16.89. All right, I'm going to turn this over to the Goblin and let her show you some projects. And we did get a new shipment of some of this stuff in, so some of it's available, and I'll let her talk to you about that.
Yes, when I left town last week, there were literally 2 pieces of this Elizabeth Craft stuff still hanging on the shelf. So they replenished while I was gone, and I'm back in town, and I've been able to play with some of it. Literally, some of these packages I still have not opened because there's so much in each one to explore. But I want to show you what I've been working on, and y'all, this is WIP, babies, work in progress. It is not done. I'm not finished. Come by in a couple weeks and see what it looks like. As a matter of fact, I haven't even secured my binding in any way. I just have it safety pinned together right now because I haven't decided yet what how many more pages I'm going to add and things like that. But this is using a good many of these products. So this one actually starts with Stamperia. This is the Stamperia paper and stencils here, but this is a hidden paper clip that I made with the Elizabeth Craft journaling page. It's this die with this die on top, and I just have a plain green background there, and then the top piece, what I did is I just spritzed the snot out of a piece of paper and decorated that. This is from the Stamperia paper. This I've just stenciled with Pink and Main stencil that we used to have, but any leaf stencil will do. This again is just the Stamperia paper because I was out of town and I didn't have all of the Elizabeth Craft stuff yet. And so here's where I started really with, but the whole book is the Elizabeth Craft die. It's the big die from the journal set. Which is, I think, 2292 maybe. Anyway, here's where I started getting into the products yesterday. This pocket page, okay, comes from this set, which is 2294, and it is a gigantic pocket. You need like a half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper to cut that out. It's the whole thing. And then the pocket folds over and it's got these tabs, and you can fold those to be kind of tight. So it's just a little something will fit in, or you can fold it to be a little bit bigger so you can put something bulkier in. And then it's got a tag here with a topper. It's got some great leaves. I haven't even tried the 3 big leaves yet. I can't wait to get to those, but I wanted to try the little fall leaves. So what I've got here is I've done this with just a green piece of paper. Behind that cutout leaf, I just have a piece of paper that I spritzed, but I've seen people put transparencies back there. I've seen people put vellum back there. This is the fall leaves with just a little bit of burlap. And I took those cutouts because I still thought some of these pages were kind of plain. So I took the cutouts from that and put fall on this page. So you can reuse that too. Don't throw that away. And then I did create this little tag. Now this, it's not that die. Let's see, which one is it? This die, which is called Build a Journal Extra Large, Build a Journal XL. It's 2293. It has a little belly band. Okay. And on the belly band are 2 leaves, and then there's a separate leaf. So what I did here is I cut this belly band in dark green paper. It was actually the same paper from that sheet left over. I did trim mine shorter because I wanted it to fit on the tag without overlapping on this brown part. And it was a little bit too long before. I think I got it a little bit too short this time because I cut it crooked and then I had to trim an extra piece. So anyway, I cut the whole thing out in green. So that made the leaves the same color of green. So I did use the leaf die to cut on some spritzed paper. And again, I don't know if you can see, it's really fairly shiny. And then I decided that I wanted more than just those leaves right next to each other. So I went back to this set and used the 2-piece acorn die. And I cut the plain one out in a light brown and this one out in a dark brown and put that on. And then I thought it was a little too close to the same color because I use the same color. So I went over it with a gold metallic pen here and a rose gold metallic pen up here just to differentiate it a little bit. And then of course it's a belly band, so I can slide in notes and envelopes and whatever else I want to slide, and a little bit of lace and ribbon, and boom, it goes back in. Now I could have left this leaf with nothing behind it so that when I slide in the tag, you see the tag through it, but that's just not what I did. And then this background here, because it is all the same color of green paper, this one looks lighter because I used one of the stencils. I'm sure they probably showed you all 4 stencils last week, but I'll show them to you again real quick. You have this leaf stencil that you're going to see in just a minute that I use. You've got this grid. The grid one, I don't know. I withheld from using last night when I was fooling around with this, but it's actually the one I was most excited about. It's why I bought the stencils, because I've seen it used so cool in so many different projects. Then you have a Christmas tree stencil, and then you've got this one. So, and this one doesn't 100% cover the piece of paper, so I had to do some moving, but it is completely what am I trying to say, symmetrical. Anyway, it's a pattern, so I could move it and keep going, and that worked. So that's how I did that. And then here is the leaf stencil in the background, and all I did, guys, is this did start as a white piece of paper because I wanted the yellow ink to blend in some with the rest of the inks. So I covered the whole piece in yellow, and then I put the stencil on top. And again, actually I didn't move this stencil. What I did is I put this one on diagonally. So, and stenciled it like this. So if you look here, there's a little bit of just blank yellow right behind here. And there's a little bit of blank yellow just right under the bench. And then the rest of it has the leaves, but that was working for me. And then that comes from this kit again, that 2293 Build a Journal Extra Large. It's, let's see, it's this branch die and the bench and the umbrella, the squirrel, the man, and then these cut the extra little leaves. And of course, the nice thing about that is it cuts all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves at one swipe. You're not having to put them through one at a time, eeny, weeny, teeny, tiny. All right, one other thing I want to tell you about before I let April show you her project is this die, which I have mutilated and put on. All right, what do we have here? This is 2292 Build a Journal, and the big die is, well, you can't even see it. This die that is what I cut all my journal pages out from. All right, so one thing that I saw online that some people are doing is if they have a journal that's really, really stuffed with stuff and they don't want it to have that alligator opening where, you know, it's narrow at the spine and then really big and puffy over here from all the stuff that's stuffed into it. What some people are doing is using just this part of this die to cut some extra pieces. Okay. And then they're gluing a couple of these between pages. So like if I had a whole bunch of stuff stuffed into this pocket and it was poking up too much, I could glue a couple extra pieces down right here just to give it a little bit more height. And it just makes it taller at the spine as well as taller at the sides, so that you don't have all that gaping if you don't like that look. Now, some people like a nice stuffed journal look, that looks like their journal's so full of things it's coming apart at the seams. So it just depends on the look. I'm just telling you what I saw done. All right, so that is mine that I've been fooling with. Again, not done. I've only been back in town a couple days, and yeah, I will leave these here for April to look at and use, and I'll scoot you out the way.
Okay. Hi, friends. So I started with this die, number 2295, Book of Christmas Square. And I haven't done a whole lot with it, but you can see the shape of the page and how big that really cuts out. I ended up going to my Big Shot Plus because it's so long. And then here is this little gridded page. And here's the wreath. I think that's all I put in here. But this is very long.
And we did put this set back on the sale for you today. We literally sold out. And like I said, they had to replenish while I was out of town. So giving you another chance to grab these if you didn't grab them in the first batch. Or if you tried to grab them and they were gone and you couldn't, they're back.
Well, and then this journal, I used Build an Extra Large journal 2293 to give the pages. It also has this nice die right here that will do your binding and bind your pages as well. And look, I used my little Stamperia paper. What's this one called? I can't remember.
Owl House Christmas?
Oh, yes. Owl House Christmas. But look, it's a little pocket. So then I also used more of the spine, and then this page is cut out, so it'll match the cutout of the actual page. Here's that big, huge leaf that Barbie wants to use. I made it a little pocket for my little bears to poke out of. And I took the leaf pocket as well, but I cut it down to fit this book, which means I have a little bit of gap up here, but I found a way to work around it because I wanted to use it. And I think that is all I used. Lots of fun, lots to do.
And neither one of us have touched the owl yet, but I'm gonna get into it soon. I love that owl.
Now back to Barbie.
Okay. So I want to talk to you today about one die that you guys have neglected. And I think it is a victim of its packaging. It just doesn't look good on the cover, but this makes great cards. So this is a Spellbinders die. It's called the Christmas Rocking Chair, and it's S6258. And I can hear some of you now because I've heard you say it in the store 1,000 times. I don't need any more Christmas stuff. I don't need any more Christmas stuff. I don't need any more Christmas stuff. Well, you know what? Me neither, but I needed the rocking chair. So I got it. And I made a couple of cards and none of them are Christmassy. So we're going to talk you through this. Now, first of all, this set does make a really cute card. There's pictures of it that Spellbinders has online. This blanket, this little corner right here, just kind of can latch on like right over the top of the chair if you want it to hang down here. Or I saw it even cuter, latched on to the arm of the chair and then hanging down and draping onto the floor. Okay, and you can put the pillow on it. And guys, the pillow comes with 2 dies. So it has the Christmas tree with the cutout dots. Okay, but it also has this frame. So if you wanted a pillow, but you didn't want a Christmassy pillow, you skip this part with the Christmas tree and just cut out the frame of the pillow, and then you can decorate it how you want. You can color on it, you can stamp on it, you can stencil on it, you can use your pretty paper with it. Okay, and it's really cute. And then the little tree, and it's not as bad as you would think, okay? Because if you've used spellbinders before, you know that they a lot of times have a lot of pieces. But even the tree, I mean, it's got pieces, but it's not as bad as you think. Okay, so it's got the bucket, and then it's got the bucket handles, and then there's the tree, and then this piece with the star is the center of the tree. Okay, you just lay that down and you put this, so the star's on top. And then there is a small star that you can cut out if you want to make that out of a different color paper, or, a lot of us just cut in white and color things the way we want. And then the lights that are on there, it's one die and it has 3 strings of lights, but those lights are all attached. So you're not like dealing with 1, 2, 3, it's all attached. All right. But anyway, I want to show you some of the things that I've done with this. And I want to show you a couple things that you can do that are a little bit different. And I have to give props to people I saw online who had some of these ideas and shared them.
Hey,
So
Anthony, nice to see you.
one thing, folks, is that you can just make the bottom and make a stool. Okay. And notice there's no rockers there. There's no back on it. It's just the stool itself. All right. So that would be really cute with like your little tree sitting on top of it, or your little Santa boots sitting off to the side. Or you could put anything on it. You could put any of the plant dies that you have, picture frame die, scrolls, letters, whatever you might set on a little stool or end table. So there's that. And I'm going to show you how to piece it together here. First of all, the piece comes like this. Okay. So you could cut it and be one and done. All right. There is a separate piece like this if you want it to look like it's got a cushion on it. Okay. And I wanted the extra color on this one. So I just cut that out in a piece of, that's what the paper looked like. I didn't do anything to it. All right. There's a little rim right around the edge here where you can see there's a little score mark. It's not for bending, but you can just take that if you wanted to. Again, not necessary at all. You could just one and done right there. But I am just taking an Olo marker here, a light gray Olo marker, and just coloring in from the score line to the edge of the paper, just to give it a little wee bit of shading. Okay. So you can barely see it. You know what? I'm going to use a darker one for the sake of the video. I wanted a light one for the subtlety, but for the sake of the video, I will go back in with a darker color. Okay. So now if I want, I can put it on there, and it just gives a little shading to the stool. And again, the rest of it, I could color a different color. Or, I could have cut it out with a completely different kind of paper to begin with.
Here, put a teddy bear on it.
Okay. April just handed me a teddy bear. Oh, so you can put your Stamperia cutouts on there. Okay, now everybody needs to go back and buy everybody needs to go back and buy the owl house. You can put the bunny rabbit on it, the teddy bear, the owl. There's
here you
all
go.
kinds
Here's
of
an
things.
owl.
Okay, wait. Owl. So all kinds of things you can put on your little stool. I'm going to hand those back to you before I lose them.
Thanks.
All right. So rocking chair. Now, the rocking chair, I will admit, comes with a million pieces. I'm not going to use them all right now. These are the pieces that are necessary. You've got to have, where'd my other piece go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So
it's the stool that you created.
Right, it's the stool. I'm stealing my stool back. Okay, so you need this and this, and then this is a connecting piece.
Jennifer just said, well, congratulations, you just made one of those damn it Barbie glitter goblin moments.
Oh, Jennifer, I'm not even done yet. I'm just getting warmed up. Okay, so this piece is your connecting piece. This is what you use to connect your stool to the back of the chair, and it just glues on in one piece, and you slide it into the right spot. And then what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm not going to put glue on these 2 pieces right here on the end. That's actually part of the arm of the chair. But I'm going to put a little speck. All right, you know how in your grandma's recipe it says a dash, a speck, a smidge, a pinch. Okay, so I'm putting a speck of glue on each of those little pieces, and then the whole chair just lays down right on it. And you just line those pieces up. And you can, if you want, I just use my fingernails, but if you want, you could take a pokey tool. See, like this one's gone astray. So I'm just going to pick it up and slide it into place. And that one's a little crooked, but I use my fingernails, but you could use a pokey tool and just get that lined up. So that's it, guys. That's chair almost done. And the other two pieces that you need are this piece and this piece. These are your arms. So I'm going to put this here. Now, there are a couple little additional bits that go with the arms that you can put on there if you want more depth and shading, because you can use different colors, especially like if you're doing a brown chair, you know, you've got your brown paper, your light brown paper, your medium brown paper, your, you know, all this, you can do that. So that connects that arm to that side of that chair. And then this one, okay, this one's a little different. You're going to go by the arm and you're going to match it up with the arm, because these prongs don't match up back here. They match up with the side of the chair over here. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue there.
Man, I'm glad you're showing me this. Now I don't have to search for a video.
Right. So I am your video.
Yes, you are.
And there we go. And then I'm going to put a little dab underneath each little bottom piece just to hold it down. Oh no, I unglued the whole thing. All right, we'll try again. It's my barely art. It'll go back in place.
It sure will.
So again, this doesn't line up with the other ones because it is for over here. I am struggling this morning. Okay. There we go. So that goes there with the front. All right. There is an additional piece like this that if you wanted to, you could add on for either Diane's dimension, or if you wanted to have like a matching cushion and headrest, you know, like a grandma chair where you got a little padding. So you can do that. So that's just chair. Okay. And then there are the rocking pieces, which is, again, the rocking pieces have multiple pieces that you can add some shading, but really you only need the one piece. Well, one for the front and one for each side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here and right here. And I'm going to put the back legs on. And then a little bit of glue right here and right here. And I'm going to add the front legs on top of that. So 3 different pieces of furniture, 1 die. It's as easy as that. You can make it more complicated if you want to add layers, all kinds of layers and things. I've got a brown one to show you as well. And then I'm going to show you a couple of finished projects. So hang on just a second. Let me grab those. And I didn't do any Christmas ones. Okay. So I know those of you are going, no Christmas, no Christmas, no Christmas. All right. So one of my daughter's besties is having a baby girl. So this may or may not be their card if she's not on and doesn't see it. So this is just a piece of brown paper put through the lumber, one of Tim's lumber dies or embossing folders. And this is just a green piece of paper with that. I don't know if you've ever seen that Tim flower stamp. There's 2 different stamps. They're each about that big on one stamp. And the one has all these little flowers on it. And so I just smacked that down, instant wallpaper. This is just that one pillow die. And I had some paper that was water marbled, a little pinky, a little yellowy. And I just outlined it with a marker and then drew the extra lines in freehand, put a little accent on the blanket, and ta-da, the end. All right, then this one, I used a single gray piece of paper for the background, a single gray piece of paper. And The bottom 3 rows, I added a little picket fence ink to. And the top 3 rows, I added a little gray and pink and blue. And then I took a little watered down black soot ink and a paintbrush and kind of went through the corners there. This is those of you who back in the spring bought that All and Create bookshelf.
So
That's the washi tape bookshelf. And then a brown rocking chair. Okay, so far my finished projects have had rocking chairs. But then, oh, and that's that new big brick, Tim Holtz brick embossing folder. Okay, and then this uses the lumber embossing folder here and the
So cute.
cobblestone, the large cobblestone one there. And then this is for you, Diane. No rockers here. The ghosties don't want to rock things up. I did make a weird decision. I decided I wanted the chair to be glossy, and I should have just used Mod Podge, but I used Mod Podge Extreme Glitter.
Yeah, you did.
And it's maybe not a spot where glitter belonged, but glitter is there. So there we have it.
So it belongs.
It does. And then this is the new Eileen Hall arched window and separate background die set. But I took a row out. So I cut a row off the bottom, but I wanted it to still have the thick border around the bottom that it has around the arch. So I cut that separately and glued it up. But then once I ran it through the embossing folder, because I put it through the lumber folder as well, you can't see that it's glued together like that. So I had to shorten it. It was too long. All right, and I've got one of the little ghosties peeking through there. And then this is a new stencil that we have. I think they probably showed it to you last week. It's a Hero Arts, I think it's called Nebula. And it's clouds and stars and swirlies. And that was a blue piece of paper that I added a little purple and pink to, and then the blues just up here. And then I've got yellow and white ink on top of that. So no Christmas projects. Okay. So it's worth that die just for the rocking chair, people. I'm telling you.
Are you telling me?
I am telling you. All right. So
All right,
that's
well,
it for
that's
me. Where has the boss gone?
She's hiding.
Okay. I think perhaps she's gone to open the gallery. Oh, here she comes.
Here she
All right.
Yes, America. Hey, Melanie.
Hey, what?
We got a message from Anthony. He wants to come teach classes here.
We would love that, Anthony. That would be awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's get connected. Anthony, if you want to private message us and give us a way to contact you directly, we would love that. That would be awesome.
And then we have a newbie. Her handle is at Scrappy Girl. I think her name is Dana.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Scrappy Girl, we like your name as well. You want to switch back over?
I sure do.
Thank you. We like your name as well, Scrappy Girl. How did you find us? And I'm assuming that you're a Scrappy creator, and we love, love, love to have you with us. Go ahead and follow us on Facebook. If you want to go onto our website, which is www.ScrappyShak.com, you can also sign up for our loyalty program and newsletter and get all of our emails about our sales and all that fun stuff. We are really working hard on trying to do a lot more classes online, and we're even talking. So Diane, Crafting with Fury, and is my partner here, and she lives in Kentucky, and she and I are working on a little plan to do maybe some online retreats for you guys next year. So we have some really, really great ideas and some fun stuff coming up for you next year. We're also going to be sending out a survey. We'll post it on our Facebook site, but we'll also send out an email, and we're going to be putting out a survey about what days and times work best for you for lives, including the new product showcase. We like doing it on Saturday mornings, but that may or may not work for you. Remember, you could always rewatch it later. But we're going to be sending out a survey just asking for your feedback on a few different things so we know what we can offer you coming up next year. There's a lot of changes going on in the crafting industry right now, and so we're trying to keep up with the times and make sure. I know sometimes, of course, we're always going to have our in-person retreats. That's never going to change. We're always going to have our Spring Forward, our Harvest Fling, and our Craftmas here in store, as well as our big celebrity August retreat that we do in Helen, Georgia. We'll always have those. We'll always go as long as we continue to get invited to the Nashville Craft Retreat in May. So we're always going to do those in-person shows and retreats, but we also want, we know that it's hard sometimes to travel and to get away. So we are working on looking at some different kinds of software where we can offer you some retreats. Also, be on the lookout on our Facebook page and our Instagram for a Halloween contest that we have coming up with a chopped style mystery box from a couple of our design team members. So be looking for that in the next couple of days. And we've got lots and lots and lots of fun stuff coming up. So Scrappy Girl said that we popped up on her feed. Well, we're glad you did. Please like us and join us. We do this new product showcase every single Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And we can't wait to see you guys next week. We might have some indigo blue sneaky peekies for you next week. Maybe it depends. Oh,
if they're
and
good.
I don't think I mentioned this. I might have mentioned this, but we've actually been invited to participate in the Barely Arts Craftmas online retreat. And so be watching for, as soon as they put out the tickets for sale, we will post that up on our Facebook and our Instagram, as well as our website, so you can buy tickets. We are actually teaching a class. I think that myself and Diane and Alexandra are doing a class together, and be on the lookout for our brand new ScrappyShak video commercial coming out. So we have, I know, right?
We're
So
famous.
we are famous. So anyway, we're so happy. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning, and thanks for letting me gush on for an extra 3 minutes. We love you guys, and ScrappyShak, come and make your dreams come back.